Wow. Okay. Now, how many of you are really going for the second level? Okay. Now we're going to go a little bit deeper. So in your breakout rooms earlier, we discovered, hey, you know what? Having that conversation, there's a lot of different elements. In fact, in my room, something interesting happened. Right? There were some of you who are doing this for the first time. You realize that in the conversational flow, you will hear certain elements, and you could sense, hey, there's certain more emotive element on a certain exposition. There's certain stronger connection to a certain content of the client, and you have a choice as a coach to which you want to explore further. Now, that is just exploration. Okay, that's all we're doing just now, just exploration. We're not going anywhere further. Now, this part here, we're going to take the exploration to the next level. From the exploration from the client, basically the content from the client, how do we navigate the exploration? And that will be the second generative questioning technique that we're going to look at this evening. And this is something known as chunking. Okay, so chunking is something really, really important, what we call conversational chunks. Because as the client is sharing, there are different contents that's being expressed by the client. And sometimes this contents falls in different categories or different logical categories. Some categories are the client's purpose, the client's values, the client's mission or the vision, or the client's specifics, right? How the client's moving, how the client wants to go. And if you look at this is how the chunking happens. You can chunk up the conversation, you can chunk down the conversation, you can go left or you can go right. So when we chunk up, we're looking and searching for the reasons, the purpose, the motives of the client. When we chunk down, we're looking for the specifics, the details, the how. When we go sideways, we have two options. One, it's what additional resources can we tap on? What ideas, what opportunities, what additional tools that we can reach for? On the other side of the what else, we can explore options, possibilities that we never think before. So I give you an example. Suppose the chunk is this, right? I want to figure what career should I choose moving next, right? Or which career should I go forth, transiting from my current career to the next. Now, why is that important for you? That's the reason, right? I'm chunking up the reason. What's the purpose of that? Why is searching for that next career important for you now? The sense of urgency. Say, oh, you know what? Because I'm sensing that the economy next year will open up, and I think I better prepare myself for it. Right now, this year, if I can, I should take up as many courses. I should prepare myself because when the economy opens up next year, I want to be ready and be prime. Okay, and if you are ready and you are prime, what would that mean to you? Right? What would that mean to you? So then, the client would say, hey, you know what? If I'm prime, if I'm ready, that would mean that I'm able to secure the jobs that come my mind. They come my way. I'm able to secure whatever that comes my way. I'm able to be I'll be more confident with the skill sets and knowledge that I have. Okay, so what will happen if you have those skill sets? Well, I can get the right job. And what will happen if you get the right job? Well, I feel happy. So you notice as we go up the layer of chunk, we're asking, what is the intention? What is the purpose? As we go upwards, we're searching for intentionality. What is the underlying intention of the client? When we go down, it's how. How would you go about searching for the job? How would you go about preparing the skill sets to ready you for the future? How are you going to do that? What programs are you going to take? How are you going to do that? So that's the how. Now, what else? We're going to go to the site, which is what else other than careers have you thought about that are in transition? Well, maybe for one, it's my relationship. I'm transiting in my relationship. Right, for one, I'm becoming a new father, I'm becoming a new mother, I'm becoming a grandma, a grandpa, or I'm entering a new marriage, right? So that's what else. Now, so there are different ways we can navigate this. So what we're going to do in our breakout rooms is we're going to take the conversation further. So now we're going to layer on the areas of life. You have the areas of careers. Now we're going to look at areas of life and career and continue from the conversation. And the coach now will utilize the chunk. You're going to chunk up. You're going to chunk down. You're going to try chunking sideways. Okay? So you're going to go in this order. First, you're going to chunk up. You're going to search for the reasons, the motivations, the purpose. And sometimes you can start with the word why. Why is that important for you? Okay? And what would it mean if you have that? What would it do for you if you're able to achieve all that? We're searching for the higher intention, higher purpose. When we go down or when we go sideways, we're exploring the different options. What are the options you have for you there? Suppose if you don't get this job, what are the options do you have for you? Okay, so that's the what else. Okay, and then when we go down, it's the how. So for this round, we're going to give you 20 minutes in your breakout rooms to try this out. Okay, so you have 20 minutes in your breakout rooms, and it's going to be really fun. Observers, I want you to notice when the coach is going up, when the coach is going down. This is a really important skill set. If you can listen to that, you can observe when the coach is going upwards in the conversation, when the coach is going downwards, you're able to navigate the conversation much better. So my recommendation is go in this order: go up first, then go sideways, explore a little bit before going down. All we're going to do is just in that short few minutes to try to do this whole process. You don't have to go too deep. We're just going to keep it at the very surface level. Okay, great. Whenever you're ready, let's try this out. Johnny. Okay, so Johnny will be your client. Okay, so Eric, this is what you're gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna show an example with Johnny later. You try. Okay, so now when you're gonna go upwards first, so you're gonna chunk up, which is what's intention, the purpose, and then explore sideways, which is what else, right? And then before going down, which is the specifics. So let's say I talk about looking for the best molten lava cake with Johnny, right? Because he and I, we have to go for some of the best molten lava cake. So, Johnny, why is finding the best molten lava cake?
Why?
Yeah, important for us. Yeah, and Johnny will respond. Okay. Okay. Then what would it mean if you are able to find that? So that it doesn't have to start with why. You can always look at what would it mean if you had that, right? What would it do if you accomplish that? So we're going up. Yeah. Now when we go sideways, is what other options? What are the possibilities? If we have
you don't have the lava cake.
Yeah. What are the options available for you?
Okay.
Okay. Then suppose if you have lava cake, where are we going to get the lava cake? What kind of lava cake? What flavor of lava cake? What does it have? Does it have almonds inside it? So that's when you go down deeper. Okay, so have a go at this. Whenever you're ready, you can try.
Okay. Hi, Johnny.
Hi, Eric.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah. So I understand that you're seeing me, right? Because you are facing some difficulties at work. So perhaps I just want to have a session with you to find out more from you about your difficulties.
Well, my difficulty is in terms of aligning. I mean, I get too many questions about what my work is from my boss. I'm not liking it.
Okay. So you're saying that your boss is asking perhaps too many questions from you, right? To find out exactly about your work. So may I understand why do you not like this so-called behavior from your bosses?
Good question. I don't like it because I believe that he doesn't trust me.
So no trust. Yeah. So what may I understand? Why is trust at work important to you?
Because it makes me feel very depleted. If somebody is constantly suspecting me, I'm not able to bring in my 100% energy to work because I have always it worries me that somebody doesn't trust me.
Okay. So just want to check in with you. Have you talked to this with your other colleagues or another person at your company? Have you shared this concern of yours with other people?
No, I've not shared with anybody. You are the first person I'm sharing it with.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you. And I just also want to find out regarding your work, right? Have you thought about perhaps changing a department, or perhaps also exploring other options in another sector because of this issue?
No, I don't. I've not done that. I just want to, because if I go into another department, I would that would mean I will change the work that I'm loving. I love this work that I do, and I'm not explored anything. It's just that I'm going through this difficulty.
Yeah, okay.
I've not reached that stage of looking at other options.
So maybe I'll just want to find out, perhaps you can maybe tell me about maybe one incident in which your boss seems not to trust you. Like maybe you can describe for me just one incident.
So yesterday I had gone and made some, client calls, and he still wanted me to share with him what was the daily call report and how did it go, what did each client say, and because which means that it gives me a message that he doesn't trust me to achieve the organizational goal of reaching a certain target. And so he then tells me, tomorrow I want you to go and meet so and so client, I want you to go and discuss this with him. Now I feel like a robo when I'm told these many instructions. So I don't have the freedom to do what I want to do.
So if there is one thing that you would like to tell your boss, if there is such an opportunity, what would you like to say to your boss?
You give me your target and leave the rest to me, and question me if the target is not met.
Okay.
That's what I would like to tell him.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if I can tell him that.
Okay, very good. Let's give a round of applause to Eric.
Okay, thank you.
How do you feel?
I mean, for me, because I took a picture of your slide just now, because the first part, for the previous one, I didn't have the slide, so I was a little bit not as prepared. So I think now as I look through your scaffold, the why and the move, what else and how, it gives me a good frame of thought. While listening to Johnny's response, right, I can better think of the next question.
Yes.
And I also try my best not to give my opinion. Right, I think it's also important to me to let the person that you are so-called mentoring or coaching talk more, rather than me saying my comments or opinion, which may not be exactly at the same level, right? Because the struggle is with the client, not with me. Yeah, so I just want to find out more, basically, right? And perhaps to find out, whether he has explored other possibilities, what are some of the details of the struggle, the actual struggle. So for him, he mentioned about trust. So what exactly is the mistrust? So Johnny has explained it very well, so I can understand better.
Yeah, in fact, that's really helpful too. If you can visualize, okay, the client moving up, moving down, so it kind of prepare your mind a little bit, so okay, how do I probe? If the client is up, down, and it's not like coherent, you also can tell, hey, you know what, Mr. Client, okay, I know you want to discuss something deeper. Let's just ask you a little higher question. Yeah, and this is one of the great ways to listen clearly what the client is really saying. One of the helping tools I always share with coaches is that you can always have a notebook beside you, or if you use an iPad, to note where the client is in the whole process, because you may meet clients along the way, or maybe individuals you're coaching, mentoring, that they seem haphazard in their thought process, but in their world it is perfectly normal, right?
Yeah.
When we hear it, it's like everywhere. Yeah. Okay, great work. Who would like to go next? Who would like to have a go?
I can.
Okay, so Mona, and how about Mona and Kelvin? Right. So Mona the client, Mona the coach, then Kelvin the.
As you like, maybe Kelvin can coach me. Yeah.
Okay. So Kelvin, would you like to coach Mona? We try that.
Oh, okay.
I won't give you a hard time. Don't worry.
We can hear the excitement.
Excited.
Excited.
Okay.
So very nice. You heard Mona's a little bit of what she shared earlier on the career, right? So this is a good chance. So now you can, if you have a notebook with you, you can see where she's moving up and down, and then you can try different questioning to help you with it.
Okay.
So here we go. Let's try.
All right. Hi, Una.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah,
Yes.
nice meeting you. So following up from our last session, right? You did mention about your interest towards exploring more in the coaching area. Yeah.
Yes.
So can I just follow up with you? Like, any luck with that so far?
Yeah, actually, going through this journey, there's a little bit of struggling between work and well, it's not talking about work and life anymore, because life, I think a big part of my the other part of my life is learning. So building up coaching journey. So struggling between my actual job and my coaching journey, I would say. Yes. I think it's a lack of time. I always told my friends 24 hours a day is not enough for me. So I wish I could have 36 hours. They said, why 36 hours? Because I'm telling them I'm shortening my sleeping time just because I need more time for learning. So I cannot continue to be like this. Otherwise, I'll kill my health. Now, this is joking. I mean, to face reality, I can't change from 24 hours a day to 36 hours a day, right? So I guess, again, like a previous conversation, I have to thank COVID, even though it's not a good thing to thank for. I had more time to stay here in Hong Kong without traveling, and then I have more time to pick up learning in the evening. Even though I come home not so early, I still have time. At least I'm not traveling. And and I think the struggle today is still the time. If I continue to move on, because I love studying, I love learning. At the same time, I need to collect my hours for PCC, practice, do some practice. Yeah, so a lot of things. So the reason behind is still time. It's still, lack of sufficient time.
Right. All right, Mona, if you don't mind me asking, I'm just curious, because you were saying that you are juggling between your current work as well as learning on coaching, right? Can I just have a rough sensing on how is the time being distributed between the two currently?
Well, from Monday to Friday until I just rush home, right, for this course. I think it's almost 10 to 12 hours a day just for working. And and then learning. Well, at least learning is until Saturday or until Sunday, but I still need to squeeze some time for my mom because I cannot leave her alone. I'm the only child in Hong Kong taking care of her. My two brothers are in Shanghai. I guess apart from working, a little bit of sleeping time, most of the time is learning. And I have to squeeze some time for my family. So not much left for me time. So that's why you can imagine how come I sleep late. Because my me time is really very limited. Just around midnight.
Yes, I think it's really, really very admirable how you try to pursue your passion in learning. So I'm just wondering, because your main job, right? Because you say that you work Mondays to Fridays full time. Just wondering, like, is there any future considerations of adjusting your work commitments so that you can have a slightly lighter load, then you have more time to pursue the things that you want to learn? Because because what you shared, you also struggle between your family time as well, your sleeping habits, which really compromises your health. So I was just wondering, what are the possibilities of that?
Okay, so let's give a round of applause. Let's pause there for a while. Let's give applause to Kelvin. Really, really nice. Later, I'll point out something really powerful that Kelvin did and really, really good. Let's open the floor. What do you observe of how Kelvin was coaching? Anyone?
I think I noticed that Kelvin affirmed her. I think brought up the strength and also showed concern for her need to juggle different things. Then I think bring out the issue so that it lead on to the question, what are the possibilities she could think of also. Yeah.
Yeah. That's really good. In fact, if you look at before he released the last question, he did something really important, which is to acknowledge and celebrate the client, right? Which is he did something really nice to make Mona feel acknowledged and make her feel heard. And oftentimes people say, we got to be emotionally intelligent, we got to show empathy and everything. That is an example of how a very good example of how we show empathy in terms of our listening, right? We're acknowledging, hey, I can feel your struggle, I can sense that, but doing it in a very genuine way. All right. And oftentimes this is what we tell coaches. I say, hey, it's not about what we say. Like I cannot just tell Mona, hey Mona, wow, I really empathize with you. Me saying I empathize with you doesn't mean I empathize with her, right? Doesn't make her feel empathized. But the very expression of how we respond to the client will make them feel empathized. In the very same way, there's one coach that I experienced before. He said, "Oh, this is a safe space. Okay, Mona, is a safe space. Don't worry, you can share anything with me. Very safe." The more you say it's safe space, the more the person don't feel safe, right? Because there must be something sneaky you're hiding, right? That's why you're saying this, right? So I always tell coaches, okay, drop the word safe space, drop the word I'm gonna be having an emotional.
Within 4 walls, let's keep things within 4 walls.
Correct. You see, this kind of, I would say these are the no for mentors or coaches. Because the moment you say that, the person say, let's keep it with 4 walls. Yeah, I'm not sure whether you really mean it or not, right? I will not tell your mom, I will not tell your father. I do not know whether you really mean it. Yeah. So that's one example of how we create a safe space for people. Okay, good. Who would like to have a go next?
Venus can try, no? Venus? If not, I can. Yeah.
Okay.
We can try.
Yeah, Venus can try. Yeah, good.
Okay, so Venice, you can try. Who would like to be Venice's client? How about Eric? You want to be her client?
Okay.
Okay, so Venice, here we go.
Hi, Eric.
Hello.
Oh yeah, this side, right? Pause for we still talk about the struggle work in life, right? Like anything that everyone
you just create a scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm struggling. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for making it a bit easier. Okay. Hi, Eric. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I remember just now, I think at the start during the introductions, you shared that you are a teacher or in the education sector. Yeah. Just wondering if you're okay to share a bit more about your job.
Oh yeah, so I think because of COVID, right? I think I feel that teachers in schools are facing a lot of stress due to the constant change in COVID restriction rules and also the constant interaction with students, right? And you will also because we have to monitor them in terms of like attendance, in terms of their well-being also. I think for the past few months, I've been having it is difficult, right, to manage in terms of my own mental well-being and also the amount of workload that I'm facing in school.
Yeah, I see really in this pandemic, teachers are the frontliners in like the schools, really not just making sure they can continue learning, but also keeping them safe. Yeah, it really sounds like not easy for you, this like 1.5 years. Yeah. This just also like as I'm hearing you share about the increased workload also, like how are you coping with it? Yeah, I think you mentioned something about your mental well-being.
Yeah, so I think the workload is really has increased quite a lot. Besides the usual teaching and learning, right, and also marking, because that cannot stop. And on top of that, there are contact tracing duties to do, and because of the additional restrictions, right, the examination arrangement is also tougher, right, and we constantly have to also prepare and prepare for example, absentee from students. So all these are a lot of things that cannot be foreseen. So we have to be on high alert all the time. Yeah. So that is the main struggle.
Okay, let's give a round of applause to Vernice. Yeah. Okay. Good. How do you feel, Vernice?
Okay. I feel like I didn't really go very far into the convo. Yeah.
Okay. Do you try to at least go up in terms of the chunk? Were you trying to?
I think my other question I wanted to continue on was to ask like how are these responsibilities impacting maybe his mental health then. Yeah, but I think I was going a bit more like down.
Down, yes.
Down. It's more down. Yeah, I agree.
When you ask the how, it's really more down. But you want to ask the questions, even go up higher. Say, hey, you know what would it mean for you? What would it do for you? Right? And why is that important for you? So this kind of questions tend to go up in terms of the purpose, intentionality of why and what.
Yeah, Jada, may I ask a question? If we can ask, for example, if I'm Vernice, right? Can I ask a question like, say, if actually what drives you in school, right? At this moment, what makes you carry on, right? Despite what keeps me going? Is up, right?
That's up, yeah. What keeps you going, right? Then let's say he responds in a certain way, and why is that important for you, right? Whatever your response, okay, then you say, okay, and by doing that, what would it mean for you, right? So you notice that it just brings the person up higher. The higher the person go in terms of purpose, you will start hearing the person struggling a little bit because we are reaching to a place of values, purpose, and belief. Yeah, and sometimes that is the struggle. For example, why do I like to eat McDonald's? All of us love McDonald's. Okay, but for various reasons, right? Sometimes it's fast, easy, whichever. But as we go up deeper, because hey, you know what? I feel that hey, you know what? McDonald's reminds me of my childhood. Reminds me that I can just have a cheat meal, and I feel very shocked just having a cheat meal, right? Rather than always eating broccoli and chicken, it feels very boring, right? So this reveals a little bit of the underlying beliefs of mine as well. Yeah.